Happy Wednesday, everyone. Today we have Kendo, Tremendo, Castaneda here, who is undefeated here in San Antonio. San Antonio's own boxing legend. He has a fight coming up here February in Florida. He's going to be going against.
Yomar Magic Alamo.
Stay tuned. Happy Hump Day, everybody. We're here with All Hill ENT representative Kendo, Tremendo, Castaneda. When is your next fight?
February 28th.
February
live
28th.
on Telemundo.
On Telemundo.
Free to the public, bringing good old rare classic boxing back. You know, undefeated versus undefeated. Me 17-0 with 8 knockouts, fighting Yomar Magic Alamo, who's also 17-0 with 12 knockouts. And it's all going down. It will be his 4th title defense. He's got the WBO, NABO world title. And he'll be putting it up on the line against me. I got the WBA, NABA, but I'm not even putting it up on the line because there's no need to. I'm going to take the champ's belt. It is what it is. It's rigged. It's a fixed fight. I am winning.
Okay, nice. I definitely like the confidence there. You know, for your fans back home, tell them a little bit about how it was growing up in San Antonio and how it affected your fighting style today.
Growing up in San Antonio, it's a rough city to grow up in. That's for sure. You know, no doubt. But to me, I feel like it's been amazing growing up in San Antonio, especially being a part of the boxing scene my whole life. You know, I was raised up with the boxing scene in San Antonio, Texas. I've been boxing since I was 9 years old. Me and my oldest brother would take 3 buses to the gym every single day.
Really?
And I would just tag along because I looked up to my older brother. He was like 14, I was 9. And after school, I'd be bored. You know, I've always had ADD. I've always just been up and about. And he'd come home from middle school a little later, and he'd take the bus to the gym, and I would just tag along because I'd be bored at home. But then I ended up just falling in love with the sport and wanted to be like my older brother as well. And he was always known as a badass. You know, both of my older brothers were always known as, you know, those badass guys everyone wanted to be a part of and friends with, and knew not to mess with because, you know, they would street fight and win all the time. But then we just turned it into good and went to the boxing gym, and I just followed in my brother's steps, and history's making itself every day.
So I'd imagine you learned the via bus routes pretty easily then.
Yeah, man. We take the number 82 to 511 to, man, years ago, man. But that was a struggle for us. But, you know, with God,
so it was always within
possible.
The family. It was always something that you guys looked at as a passion.
Yes, sir. Yeah, my mom's father, so my grandfather, he was a fighter in Mexico in the 60s, 70s. And then my mom's older brother as well, Manolo Mendez, was a boxer professionally. He was one of Jesse James Leja's sparring partner in Jesse James's days of being a world champion. So it's just, you know, it's deep in my roots.
Okay, nice. Okay, and you know, at what age did you realize that you wanted to go pro? You know, when did you realize that this was something that can actually be tangible for you? You know, obviously being undefeated is not something that happens overnight, right?
Yeah, definitely. I would say when I hit, you know, 15, 16 years old, man, because when I was like 15 years old, when I hit those teen years, being in boxing since I was 9 to 15, I was already developed, you know, as a young teenager. With my boxing IQ, I was fast with my hands, fast with my movement, in and out. And I had already like 80 fights by then. So when I was
80 fights.
Yeah, by the time I was like 15, you know. Right now, I turned pro having like about 130 amateur fights.
Okay.
Yeah, but I had, man, my experiences through the roof with boxing, you know. I mean, at 15, 16, that's when I started, you know, getting my young strength as well. And I feel like I'm just a little overly strong because I started sparring with pros around that time. My brother was already pro at the time. When I was 15, he was 19. He was already pro. I was sparring with him, giving him some rounds, giving some other good old school boxers from San Antonio some rounds, and I would get the best of them, man. Like you know, me and my brother, he would, you know, already at 15,
Yeah.
I was giving him some razzle dazzle, some, you know, some
And he's older than
rough
you,
patches.
so
And
how
he's
did he
older.
kind of see that?
Yeah, no, well, he knew I was, cause he was a pro fighter, champion as well. He was U.S. champion at one point, but he fought at 115 pounds. So
Okay.
by the time I was 15, 16, I was already 119 pounds, fighting in that weight class division. So you know, I was just a little, you know, he's just a smaller guy. You know,
Yeah.
he stayed
Understood.
smaller, but he's strong for being a small guy. And it
So
was around that time when, you know, I started fighting in the amateurs. I'd go to state, junior Olympics, national, and I would drop guys like boom. I'd catch them, man, and they'd fall, and I'd be like, dang, like I was already getting that power, you know.
yeah.
So by 15, 16, I was already saying like I'm sure I could, you know, turn pro pretty young.
So, you know, having it in the family, you know, making your, you know, obviously helping with your IQ in the game, does that play a big difference when you're in that small square, you know, that IQ, knowing where to be, when to breathe, when to punch, when to look?
By far.
You know, it's
far.
very small, but how do you pick up on those tendencies when you're fighting other boxers?
Man, I just pick up.
Is it
I'm just
instinct?
natural. It's just a natural. And for me, as long as I've been in the game, and it's all I've been dedicated to, I care for nothing else in the world. I mean, basketball, football, nothing. I've never studied nothing in my life besides boxing. From the age of 9, I would watch classic boxing on ESPN and just watch boxing my whole life. I don't care for nothing. I like rap beef, hip hop, street fights. I like drama, man. I'm a drama king.
Hey.
So I'm meant
Hey.
for this sport. And when you ask me, you know, if I pick up different tendencies through the fight, it's just natural to me. You know, it's like I tell everybody, man. Every time I step foot in that ring, it's like I'm going to have dinner or something.
Well, you must know a little bit about the person you're about to go up against, right? So how do you prepare for that? And do you just rely mostly on your instincts with that confidence that you have, or is it also a mix of game plan with your fellow, maybe, you know, father, brother, giving you a little bit of insight there?
Yeah, well, with my trainers, you know, I train with Jerry Hill.
Okay.
You know, P. Hill's father.
Okay.
And I trained with him. I got with him before my last fight, and I hadn't knocked somebody out in the past, like, you know, 2 years. You know, I was just, you know, beating guys, taking them the distance. Although I've been fighting tough guys, you know, I fight undefeateds or guys with numerous amounts of wins compared to their losses. You know, like my last guy was 20-2. You know, before that, a guy was 24-3. Before that, the guy was 10-0. You know, I'm just fighting guys with, you know,
respectable records.
Yeah, but I just go in there. I just, you know, like again, I changed up the training with Jerry Hill.
Yeah.
And I got my first knockout I hadn't got in like 2 years. I went to Reno, Nevada, knocked the guy out in 6, and you know, I got that plower from Pluck, man. He doesn't let up on me. We switched it up, so we're staying, you know, with the power training, and just taking it old school as well. You know, a good hour to 2 of boxing every single day as well. You know, just to stay in the zone, keep the IQ up to date, day by day.
Nice. So do you think that power might have been something that you were lacking in your early career, or do you feel like you're just developing into what you're supposed to, everything happens for a reason?
Yeah.
Maybe you're supposed to develop that technical side first, and then the power comes along with it?
For sure. I feel like that's probably a part of it all, because I've just been learning the game as I go and going with the flow and letting the good times roll. You know, I just you know, do everything by nature, natural, and just go forward, you know, waking up with my right foot hitting the floor first every single morning, and God first, man, and everything just works itself out as long as I go to the gym, go to work, go to FedEx, you know, keep moving my body. I feel like when I stay in this world of boxing every single day, so when I go fight in the ring, it's kind of like I know what I got to do, you know. I just got to study these reflexes of this guy. Or is he coming in with the jab a little more? Or is he relying on his power too much? You know, the first round of every fight, I kind of, you know, ease up a little bit. I'm more careful. But then after that, once I know, I feel like I've always said, once I know they can't hurt me, or I feel the power that they have, and I know that I can withstand that, it's game over. I got the win.
So there is a bit of a strategy that you do tend to, you know, fall in place with naturally.
For sure. Naturally, that's it right there. Naturally, is if the first round, if you know, once I feel the power they got, what they're coming with, what kind of pop their punch has when they land a good one, you know, I'll test their pops on my guard, catching their punches. Maybe they might get away with some, but I'm so good at timing punches that I'm so good at going with them. So a lot of times these judges, you know, they're scoring punches.
Yeah.
And they score even the ones missed on me. I'm the type of fighter that can make you miss a punch, but the judges will count it because I'm so slippery in the ring, so elusive.
They don't see that.
That, you know, you'll see the sweat flying because I'm moving that direction, and of course the punch went that direction. But I'm so smooth with it that if you closely pay attention, I make these guys miss, and I'm, you know, just studying them in that first bits of the fight. And then once, but like I said, back to the plan I go with is if I know they can't hurt me or harm me early on, I know that I'm going to take them to the deep waters later on and as the fight progresses.
Well, speaking of letting the good times roll, have you ever had a knockout that really just stood out to you, something that was real memorable, maybe something that was like a stamp in your career?
For sure. I would say my pro debut back in 2012, October 27th, 2012. I had just graduated high school. It was my first fight, you know, professionally against a guy with like 4 fights already. And this guy was no stepping stone, man. He had like 100 amateur fights too. I was 18, he was 24. My whole high school came out to it. Everyone in the city came out to it.
Everyone that you know,
Yeah,
so it's good and bad, right?
Just off that year, you know, I graduated. I got prom king. I got most likely to be famous. I go pro right after that. So everybody's there. It's at the Freeman Coliseum. You know, it's under a big TV fight card. But man, I feel like I had the crowd, man, rocking. It was like that whole 2012 senior year crowd, teachers, just a bunch of people from the boxing scene. It was majorly big, and this guy gave me a tough fight, man. I mean, it was my first fight. This guy was tough. He was not stopping. He was a southpaw.
Yeah.
You know, and man, he gave me a tough fight. Up to date, I feel like he's giving me one of the toughest fights of my life. And it was so close. I mean, going into the 4th round, I mean, it was just 4-round fight, my pro debut. But going into the 4th round, it was so close that, man, it was just so close. It could have gone either way.
And you think that really had a good, you know, a ripple effect in your career, just that one fight?
That one fight for sure, because after the fight was I won, so I won unanimous decision. So and it's on YouTube. You can find that fight on YouTube. That fight also I made it. It wasn't considered a knockout win, but that knockdown in that fight made it on the top 10 on Solo Boxeo on the Spanish channel, and it's still on YouTube. But you'd have to really, you know, you'd have to be a boxing goon to find it. You'd have to type in "Los mejores knockouts de Solo Boxeo."
See, I don't even know how to spell that.
I am number 7. I am number 7 in the top 10 knockouts in that year of 2012 for the Spanish channel, man. And on the last 10 seconds, the 10-second thing bell rang, the dun dun dun. So we were just at 10 seconds, and I heard it. And every time I hear it, I just go crazy. Like I'm like, I gotta win. I always find my way to steal the round when I hear that. So and that dude he heard it too, and he was hungry. He wanted to beat me, and so we both started exchanging, boom, boom, boom. But right at the bell, man, I caught him flush with a right hook, boom, and he fell, and boom, and I hit him on the way down, boom, and he fell, and the whole crowd just went, wow, like, oh snap, Kendo got him, man. If you go to YouTube and watch the fight and fast forward it to,
you have to send it to me after.
Yeah, man, it's so crazy. But the whole crowd went crazy, and he got up. He beat the count. You know, he got up at 8, and you know the bell rung. Fight is over, but I won unanimous decision, and every judge had me winning the fight, 37-36. So if I wouldn't have knocked him down, I could have either lost my pro debut or got it a draw.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
But here I am today, 17-0, no losses, no draws, you know, no nothing, no just it's complete, just flawless.
Well, San Antonio's definitely proud of you, and we obviously, you know, definitely respect your craft, and want to say, you know, personally, thank you for representing us. As a fan, though, how are they interacting with you? Are they crazy? Are they going wild every time you fight? Or are they more so methodical in understanding your strategy and respecting the sport?
Oh no, I'm the type of fighter that every time I fight, the fans they'll go wild. They know that when I fight, anything can happen. Because I'm tremendous, man. I mean, I'm tremendous with it. I'm wild. I'm free. I'm outspoken, and I show it all in the fight. You see all kind. You see a whole kind of like the movie where the guy where he has like all these different characters.
Yes.
I forgot the name of the movie.
Yeah, I forgot it as well too. His multiple
Split.
personalities. Split. Yeah.
Split. Yeah, that guy has all these personalities, right? I would say that I have that fighting style.
Okay.
I would say I have a split fighting style. So when people come see me, they don't know what they're gonna get. They don't know if they're gonna get a Kendo that boxes, but still has a high punch count. Every time I fight, they say I average like 100 punches a round.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I'm a fight, you have a fight in front of you.
Jeez.
I'm gonna make the guy work.
Yeah.
That's the type of fighter I am. I'm gonna make the guy work. I'm gonna make him think. A lot of people
Bring
will
him
see me
into
as
the deep end, right?
Exactly. And I like to joke a lot, so I feel like I have that joking style as well in the ring, and it's hard for the guy to take me serious. Every time I fight, I talk my smack, so I'm already in their head, and they know that, like, man, this guy's crazy. Like, I'm up against this smack talker, and I go in there, and they don't even know. I feel like I have that style that so you can't depict it. You don't know what you're gonna get. Even the fighter's confused. Even the guy I'm fighting is riled up, just like the crowd. Like my last guy I fought, Stan the Man Martinu. I was calling him Stan the Fan the whole time. Oh, you're gonna be my fan. Watch, you're gonna be my fan. And sure enough, man, I made him a fan, man, and he couldn't take me serious. I feel like it's like that rock paper scissors. I know what I'm. I know it's like rock paper scissors. I haven't won every time. I know what you're thinking in your head, but you don't know what I'm thinking in my head. I know that you're gonna get scissors and I'm gonna get rock. I know that you're gonna get paper and I'm gonna get scissors.
Yeah.
That's the type of fighter I am. I'm the figured out fighter. Meanwhile, the other guy can't figure me out because they can't take me serious because of how I carry myself. Smiles. I don't.
So there's a bit of a psychological warfare.
God, bad. I'm telling you, I'm spitting there.
Yeah.
You'll see me bang it out. You'll see me brawl. You'll see me box. You'll see me taunt the guy. It's just so much. So you get all old school boxing for sure. Whenever you have me fighting in that ring with anybody, you're gonna get old school classic boxing all over again, just like the old days.
So speaking about old days and classical boxing, the first thing I think of is Roy Jones Jr. How did you end up in contact with him? What kind of happened there? Was he an idol of yours growing up?
Oh, definitely, man. Roy Jones, everybody loves Roy Jones. He throw like 10 left hooks with the same hand. And, in like 3 seconds, 1 second, man. And then, just growing up, he'd be on the Fight Night 2004 old games, video games, and I'd always pick him on video games when
Absolutely.
I was like in 5th
2004,
grade. Yeah, man,
always,
Fight Night 2004, you come out with the Philly and bam. And, just growing up, man, just my childhood, I've always looked up to Roy Jones. I think he's one of the greatest to ever do it,
How has he been a mentor to you? Kind of tell me y'all's
honestly,
boxing relationship that y'all's had.
I mean, I just look up to him for what he's doing. I know he's a very busy man, so we don't keep up. I don't even know the guy's number, but I just know that, I just know him as who he is, a legend, because then again, I'm a legend. That's the person I've always seen myself out to be, that I'm also a legend. I'm also a busy man. I want to display myself just like those legends do. I'm too busy. Oh, I can't talk right now. Oh, this and that. But
so you've never picked his brain or asked him a few things?
Not really. No, man. I mean, I just feel like I got with my manager, Casey Gutierrez, back in like 2 years ago. We had a 4-year contract. We're having an out right now, due to some personal issues. I don't want to go into.
No, yeah.
But yeah. So I got to Roy Jones through him. He got me the contract with Roy Jones. So me and Roy Jones linked up. But I mean, then I met Roy Jones by actually, signing my contract with him, and it's just going out to fight him. I know he tested me because the first fight with him, he put me up against a Las Vegas native in his hometown with a great record and on TV live, and So I'm sure he was testing me like, this is gonna be your
Yeah.
first fight with me. Let's see what you got.
So,
And
speaking of your first fight with Roy Jones Jr., him helping you out there, what do you like most about your professional career? The fans, the traveling, the success. What really just stands out to you that makes you drive every day, putting that right foot forward when you get up out of bed?
getting my mom a house, accomplishing the things I've always wanted to do. Take care of my mom, make sure she's good. She's not gonna retire, so I gotta make sure that I get it right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I do that day by day, going to work, keeping up with my bills, helping with whatever I need to help with, and yeah, and just keeping my body like a machine, every single
Absolutely.
day. Every day I gotta be active. I feel like to be a world champion, you gotta shock your body as many times through the
Absolutely.
24 hours.
Absolutely.
You gotta step into the shoes of a beast and say, all right, I want to be a world champion, so I'm gonna shock my body at 3 in the morning and go to work. That's what I do. So I shock my body 3 in the morning. Oh, I don't want to get up, but I get up. I forget the snooze button. And I get up, brush my teeth, and then I go to work FedEx, stretch out at work, and then I start loading these 18-wheelers, man. What am I doing? I'm moving my body, squatting so much, man, moving so much. I tell everybody, I've been at FedEx for 5 years, my whole youth of 20 years old. I'm 26 now. Man, and I tell everybody, I promise you, I've moved more weight than El Chapo. But the American way,
Yeah,
the righteous
absolutely.
way, with my body, machinery, being hungry. I tell everybody, I'm Cinderella man today. So hungry. I wake up every single day, go to work 3 in the morning to 10 in the morning, get out, go do my strength at noon, go shock my body again, get out, go take a nap, wake up 5 p.m., go shock my body again, boxing workout.
So,
I'm a machinery myself, man, and I do that every single day because in my mind I go to sleep thinking I need to buy my mom a house, and I wake up with that same thought, I need to buy my mom a house. So throughout the whole 24 hours every single day, it's already programmed like a soldier in my head. Shock your body as much as you can today.
so
Get it.
nice.
Attack.
Well, I know we're getting close to the end here.
It never ends. That's what I try to tell all my fellow
we're talking about the
friends.
interview.
The fight never ends.
I know the boxing life never ends. The lifestyle never ends there. But as far as putting people on to your next fight there, I know you had mentioned before, it's going to be in Florida, and you're going against
Yomar Magic Alamo.
Okay.
And I tell everybody, man, it's so ironic because his last name is Alamo.
Yeah.
And here he is fighting San Antonio's most tremendous, well-known, great fighter. Kendo.
Yeah.
Who comes from the Alamo,
Yeah.
the city of war, man. God, this guy does not know what he's in for. I can't wait.
Well, we definitely feel your enthusiasm. I do appreciate you taking today's interview. For your fans back home, is there anything else that you would like to say to them before we end here?
I just want to say, guys, thank y'all for everything. I really couldn't be here without you folks, all my friends, all my family, everybody who tunes in with me, checks in on me on a daily basis. Hey, Kendo, how are you doing? Hey, Kendo, are you okay? Thank you, guys. Y'all are the real MVPs, and y'all are what keeps me going. And let me just say, like I just said, the fight never ends. And by that I mean saying this life don't end till it ends. So you must fight every day. I tell everybody, life is boxing. You gotta roll with the punches every single day. And that goes for every single body. We're all the same. I see the same in everybody, man.
Amen.
And that's what separates me from the rest, is how humble I am. I go to work every day. The person asks me how I am. I ask right back, how are you? And it's shoot for the stars.
Hey,
That's all I gotta say, man. We're all stars.
Yeah.
And God bless, God first, family second, and that's it, man. R.I.P. Chris Peasy.
Amen.
And much love to my mom. Mom, I love you. Mel de Mendez, Yamasaki, te quiero mucho, y saludos a toda mi gente en Palau, Coahuila. Ya tú sabes, México, vamos a quedarnos con victoria. Se va a terminar con mi mano en alto, febrero 28, contra Yomar Alamo, y le voy a enseñar de qué se trata todo Palo Coahuila y todo San Antonio, Texas. Todo el mundo va a saber del Tremendo. I'm gonna take over the sport of boxing. Everybody, y'all just know that. Y'all tune in now, because everybody, let me tell you, you're late.
Hey,
You're late.
Hey, well, thank you so much for having me today. I know you're a very busy man.
Thank you.
So time is very, very important there. So
Yes,
thank you
sir.
so much.
I'm just trying to, and also I want to be as sharp as my man Eric Gosset. There's no McGregor. This is the real. It's Eric Gosset in the house, baby. You know.
Hey, well, once again, thank you so much. Your fans are definitely going to appreciate it. We're all going to be looking out for you. We're going to be sending you blessing after blessing, and we're going to continue to have you put on for us. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Eric. Appreciate you. It's an honor.